So I'd like to welcome everybody to the webinar this afternoon. We're going to be discussing the advantage of content libraries and perhaps show you a little bit about how you can use drag and drop dynamic content in your emails. Whenever we start talking about this, I can almost see the eyes roll over. It sounds tough and complicated, but really it's not. So we look forward to showing you some things that hopefully will make your emails more effective. Just about a year ago, we introduced some new drag and drop templates in OpenField, and they've proven to be very, very popular. So we'd like to help you by showing you a little bit how you can do even more with them and use dynamic content assignment based on some information that you already have set up in OpenField. So as you go about your day-to-day lives as marketers, you create content in a number of different places. You create content for your website, you create content for a blog, and most companies want to use their content in multiple places, specifically in marketing and other other activities. So we're going to show you a little bit how to leverage that content into your email marketing and perhaps make use of a few things that you didn't know you could make use of as easily. So we're going to explore that now. I'm going to turn it over to Allison to show you a little bit about how to accomplish this in OpenField.
Thanks, John. So today we will look at how we can personalize our messages by defining rules that will tell the email what products to display instead of having to create more than one message. First, I'm going to show you the final product, and then I'm going to show you how it can be done. So looking at this email, we can see that there's a banner and one product being displayed in the message. The banner that's being displayed is a generic banner that's displayed to contacts that don't have the gender defined in the database. And the product being shown is displayed to everyone, meaning that there's no criteria defining who should see it. So if I select a group of contacts that I know are female, you can see that the banner changes for the female demographic, and the same thing if I select the male group. So you can see that the graphic changed for a male. Now if I select the group of contacts that are in the province of Ontario, you can see that a second product appears over the backpack. This water bottle is only displayed to contacts whose province is equal to Ontario. So now let's select the province of Quebec. Now you can see that the first product is now a tent instead of the water bottle. The backpack always remains the same because it's shown to everybody, and the banner at the top stays as the female, but if I select another person in my list, you can see that it changes for the generic banner.
Thanks, Allison. Allison obviously had a bit of a head start on us this afternoon and had pre-set up some of those conditions to show you how the content would behave in the message. The point we're trying to get across is that it's very easy to vary the content in a message and make it very, very personalized. So gender and location are just two of the variables most companies or most people have in their contact profile. But really we can personalize on any bit of information that you have on your contacts. So if you have things like classifying leads as to hot, medium, or warm, or if you have rankings based on the activity and scoring that you've been tracking in OpenField, then these are variables you can use to display content. And in that way you can present a coupon to low scoring contacts that you want to do more with or engage in a deeper, more meaningful way, or you can present rewards to your most active contacts. Of course, expanding on the geography options, you can base content on any piece of geography or jurisdiction that you're doing business in. So interesting concepts, and now I think we'd like to take a deeper look at just how exactly to make all of that happen.
Great. So let's go back into the message edit section. You can see I'm using a drag and drop template. And you can see here on the left the different message blocks that I can use. In this case, there are product database blocks and product relational table blocks, as well as the dynamic content block and the standard content formatting blocks.
I just wanted to point out that if some of these blocks are new to you, that your account manager at Dialog Insight can help you with specific strategies on how to make them work or how to enable them in your accounts. So just reach out to us after the webinar and we'd be happy to help you further.
That's right. So the banner area in my message uses the dynamic content block that is available in all the accounts. So let's click on the pencil to edit the block and see how it's set up. The first piece of content in the block is the banner showing a man. And you can see that the conditions right here that are required to display this content is that the profile field gender or sex is equal to M. I can also change or edit or add more criteria by clicking on the pencil. So if I click on add, you can see I have the and or the or operator, and all of the fields in my project are available for this personalization. Then there's the second banner, which will be displayed if the gender or sex is equal to F. If the data in your project is not complete and you have contacts that don't have gender listed in their profile, it's always a good idea to put default content. So if gender doesn't equal M or F, this banner with the family biking will be displayed. And there's also an option to add more conditional content at the bottom right here. This is a basic use of personalization, but you can keep going and add more rules to allow your message to be even more personalized and get closer to that one-to-one message. I'm going to cancel this. So now let's take a look at the product blocks in my message. You can see I have 3 blocks: a water bottle, a tent, and a backpack. For each of these blocks, I can define the display criteria. So I'm going to click on the pencil. You can see here that in this case, the water bottle block is going to be displayed to contacts whose province is equal to Ontario. So again, if I click on the pencil, I can add more criteria or change my criteria. So you have the same and or operator, and again, the same fields from your database. The tent block is only displayed, so let me click on the pencil again, is only displayed to contacts whose province is equal to Quebec. And my backpack, if I click on the pencil, doesn't have any criteria defined, so you can see that all contacts will see this element.
So by using these dynamic display criteria, you can very quickly personalize your message at a very extreme level to make your message more meaningful for all of your individual contacts. If you're still looking for ideas or methods on how to do this, we have product managers that are here to help you do that. Account managers, just go ahead and reach out, and we can even help you with pre-programmed templates where these blocks can be pre-set up according to your rules so that we can make your email marketing more effective.
That's right. Thanks, John. So as I was saying, these product blocks are actually product database and product relational table blocks. So they're displaying pre-formatted content that is hosted in either a product database or a product relational table. And because it's a drag and drop editor, all I have to do is grab the block and drag it over to the right. And then in my product database, I can grab the product and drag it into the content holder. Another thing I wanted to mention is that the way the article is laid out can be different based on where it will be displayed in the message. So for example, this is just a 1-column email, but if I had 2 columns, I could go, the image could be put on top, the description and title and the buy button could be below, so you could have 2 products side by side. So now let's take a look at my product database as it's displayed in the editor. You can see it's very similar to the image database. You can search for specific products. You can add a new product right inside the editor, and I can even edit the product. So if I click on the pencil, you can see the different fields that are available. I have the name, the description, the URL for the photo, the price, and the link for the buy button. The fields for the product database are set up by us at Dialog Insight inside of our open field content module. And then once all the fields have been defined, you can add your products one at a time.
Thank you. You've heard us talk about relational tables in the past and here and there throughout this presentation as well. I'd like to show you how we can apply some of the relational table concepts to your email marketing. So Allison's going to show us some specifics in the product relational table itself. But before we start that, I just wanted to point out that when you first open an open field account and you first start setting up your contact profiles, that you need to go in and create the profile fields that are right for your business. So most people start with first and last name and an email address, but very quickly you learn that other things are interesting as well. The company somebody works for, gender, age, birthday, all of these fields, can be set up. In a similar way, you have the same control over the fields in any relational table that you use in OpenField, including the product relational table. So Allison will walk us through the specifics, but what we're going to start with, I think, is the import screen on the relational table.
That's right. So I'm going to go to the import screen here. Now, when using a product relational table, we can set up an automatic import of content into the table. So for example, you could get your e-commerce database to push the products that are on sale into the database, which will let you quickly create your email based on the products that you want to highlight, or based on the contact's profile with personalization. Or we could even set a block to display the latest product added in the database, or even the last product purchased by a contact. You're not limited to e-commerce. You could also have an auto import of your blog articles, so the latest articles are always available for use in your email. So you can see here on the import screen in the destination, instead of importing into the contact list, you could import into a custom table. You just have to select your product table. Another advantage of using the product relational table is that you can create your own tables with a structure that works for you. You're not limited to the fields that I showed for my products. Those were fields I made in my relational table or product database. So don't forget to really think about the layout and the information you want to display before you make your table. It's a good idea to set up your table so that the information will be displayed in a similar way from message to message and product to product. So let's go look at my relational table. I wanted to show you that when making a relational table, it's like adding project fields. So you decide the fields that will be in your table, their format and their label. So these are the fields that I have, but I can add more and just fill in these and click on add, just like when you're adding a field in your project. Another thing we can do is we can add a menu dedicated to the relational table. So in the left side, you can see here we have a menu for our product relational table. And I just have to click on add to add a new product. Here are my fields. So I click on, fill them out and click on add, or I can even search for the different products from this menu as well. So imagine a marketing automation campaign that automatically inserts products from this table. It liberates you from some of the work you would have to do so you can concentrate on other things.
Thank you, Allison. Now that is most of our presentation this afternoon. We hope we gave you some ideas that you can use in your own marketing campaigns. I'm wondering if there's any questions. If there are, please feel free to put them in the message section on the GoToWebinar menu or the GoToWebinar page. Of course, if you think of questions afterwards, you can always reach out to your account managers or send them by email to aflero or jmartin@dialoginsight.com. We're very glad for your time this afternoon. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to working with you. Have a nice day.